Ayo, log 10.0. Missed last week, like I said I would, because of the company holiday lunch that turned into evening, turned into night. Um, Party, get together, party, holiday party, half day. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm glad it happened. We hit this like window of non-lockdown. Like the week before we were on lockdown, and the whole like for like 4 weeks leading up to like the week before. And then as of this week, I think we're on lockdown again. I really don't know what the deal is. I think we are though. So that 1 week was 1 week where there was technically, I guess, no lockdown. So we were free to do essentially whatever. I'm not sure. Maybe there were some restrictions, but we could go clubbing. Clubbing happened, which for me it was great because I love clubbing. Used to do it a lot and haven't done it at all in all of 2020 until last week. So at least it happened once, and it will have only happened once, right? That one. But I mean, I love to dance, dude. I mean, that's I don't know if I'm a big fan of like the clubbing scene per se, but I just love to fucking dance, dude. So it was good to get that in, break that sweat. Most exercise I've gotten all year. And I felt it the next day. God damn it, dude. I was so sore. It was embarrassing. It was fucking embarrassing. Woke up the next morning. I think I was sore essentially head to toe, um, which is weird and sad to say the least. Because I realized like I haven't worked out like years, sure, but this year especially more sedentary than ever, really, right? At least in years past, I'd get out, do things, go places, commute, even just walking from BART to the office, you know, is Monday through Friday or whatever. I mean, all of this year, outside of like running around trying to find a place in like February, March or February, all of February running around like a chicken with my head cut off through like the underground of London, here, there, everywhere, trying to see places, find the place that I'm trying to see it, go on to the next place just to find a place to live. Outside of that, like stretch easily most exercise I've gotten since then, which is on me, obviously. But maybe that's why I'm so sore, huh? But I was so sore. It wasn't just one day, too. It was like into the next day, into Sunday, I was still sore. It's sad. That said, though, really, like I said, broke a sweat, which, with me, when it comes to dancing, dude, is not hard. I sweat so easily. It's one of the things I wish I could change about myself is how easily I sweat. Seriously, I think it's the top. To be honest, if there's one thing I could change, it'd be sweat less profusely or as easily or as much as I do. Um, and it's crazy because like I dance and then I sweat, and then it's like I don't even want to touch anyone. No one wants to touch me. That's for sure. With how sweaty I get, and so quickly too. So I just end up like solo dancing. It becomes like a tribal thing. I just like tribal type of dancing, like all on my own, sweaty like a motherfucker within like 15 minutes, basically. That's also maybe the way I dance. I don't know, but it's more so the fact that I sweat so easily. Um, and then the after party at one of my buddy's place, and all that entails too, especially in like London. I'll say I love blow. I don't like blow like on its own. I like blow with alcohol, and it's hard for me to just drink without it. To be honest, as soon as like start drinking, I want it. And it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly for me, basically. They go together. I don't like blow on its own though. I wouldn't just do blow on its own. It's like a bug. If I do this, it's because there's like a little tiny midge or something that's like floating around me. 'Cause gravitate to like the light. But yeah, I mean, in London, it's there, right? Famous for it. I feel like too, right? I think they read somewhere, heard somewhere that like the water in London, like the sewage is like they've tested it and it's got traces of cocaine. Um, but what I'm not good with and what I need to get away from, and I have gotten away from it, but every once in a while I still want to dabble. I'm not like opposed to it. I don't like hate it. And I still, kind of will take a hit is weed. Yeah, I feel like weed affects me very differently. I mean, it affects everybody differently. We all have our own chemistry, of course, but affects me differently than it used to. Like when I first started smoking weed in like late high school, I was just late starter with weed. Refused it for like a long time, and actually enjoyed that people thought I smoked weed, but that I could say, no, no, I haven't. Like took pride in the fact that everyone assumed I had, and I hadn't, because I turned it down countless times. It was something I always knew I would do, but a lot of people thought I had done a lot earlier than I did do, and was around it a lot, and would hang out at my buddy's place like pretty much every day. And he'd smoke, and I'd sit there and we'd talk, and he'd be high, and I wouldn't, and offer, I say no. Not because I was opposed to it. I wasn't one of those that said, well, fuck weed, whatever. Always knew I was gonna do it. Just for whatever reason, decided I didn't want to do it, knowing full well I would. Right? Just not then and there. All those times. I took a lot of pride in that too. But eventually, obviously, got around to it. Decided, okay, now's the time too. There's a hilarious story about that first time too. I don't have the energy for it now. I don't have to get caught up in like story time each time. But that the Blazers versus Team Love Day, dude. If anyone listening to this remembers that, that was the first. Uh, oh my god, that day, dude. I was suspended that day. Fuck it. That's how story. So what I was saying though is that I feel like weed affects me very differently now than it did when I was younger. And I remember saying this to my psychiatrist once a while back, years ago. And he said, yeah, there's even like a book about it or something. I forget what the book was called, something, not Hair of the Dog. That's like alcohol in the morning, but something like that. Um, and he says somebody like wrote about this, how the older you get older and it affects you differently. So okay, good to know it's not just me who thinks that or feels that. Um, but like I'm certain of it, right? It's definitely not the same effect. And granted, different weed affect you differently, where your head's at going into it, of course, as well. But personally, like I think for weed, for me, it's more like if I were to smoke it, I mean, when I do smoke it, I mean, what I'm saying is going forward, I'll smoke on my own. I'll smoke with maybe just like a buddy, but I don't want to smoke in like a big group anymore. Not because I get paranoid, but because I lose my sharpness, right? I'll even forget what I'm trying to say or saying as I'm saying it, right? Like I just go do 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 dumb in a way, right? And Yeah, I like staying sharp, and that's why I think I like blow, because it brings my head back in the game. I also like alcohol because it's an inhibitor, right? There's a inhibition that comes with alcohol, but then the amp of blow, get my head back in the game. I get really talkative, also uninhibited because of the alcohol, and I don't know. I'm just a fan of the combination, the cocktail. Have been for a while. That's my kind of drug of choice. Not blow on its own, nor even alcohol on its own, but actually the cocaine alcohol cocktail, in such a way that like my go-to drink is actually Red Bull and vodka, because sans in lieu of blow, it's the closest fucking thing. And I'll drink enough Red Bull vodkas, and it happens time and time again. People think I'm yacked out, I'm on blow, or that I have it. So ask me for it. I can't even count the number, like easily like 10 times, easily double digit. People start asking me for it or assume I'm on it, ask me if they can have some, or where they can get some or whatever. I'm like, no, dude, I'm just on Red Bull vodka, that RBV baby. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of the closest next thing, substitute, legal substitute. In fact, but apparently some places Red Bull vodka is illegal. I remember hearing when we were younger, I don't know if it's still the case, but I remember them outlining it like Germany or something, because people were dying from Red Bull vodka way back when. I can't imagine that's still the case, especially since Red Bull's like an Austrian drink. But I remember that. That was the real thing. I could Google search it to, validate myself, but I don't feel the need to. But yeah, Red Bull vodka, even at this age, I'm still ordering Red Bull vodkas, which is a little embarrassing, maybe. But then at the same time, like it's almost like there was a time I remember coming out of college. I think it was just with it. I wasn't even out of college a year. And I was dating this girl. She was 27. I was 23. And we went to San Francisco, and I ordered like an AMF from bartender, and he clowned me so fucking hard, dude. He clowned me so hard in front of my girlfriend, and we were like early dating too. It was like early, like within maybe a month or something of us actually dating, dude. And he clowned me so, I don't even remember what he said, but belittle the shit out of me for my order of AMF. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Bro, I just want to get as drunk as fast as possible. What the fuck? Why are you being a snob about it, man? Get the fuck out. And why are you being like that? I'm obviously here with a girl, right? Like, why are you doing that to me, dude? Fuck you. But I wasn't surprised at the same time. I totally understand AMF. Like, it's so easy to clown, especially if you're, once you're out of college, you're still ordering blue AMFs, man. And I think that was the last time I ever ordered AMF since then. But dating that girl, she would always order wine every time we went out. But I actually don't like alcohol with my food, right? Like, I like drinking before I eat. I love drinking after I eat, but I don't like actually drinking with my food, right? So we'd always eat out. She'd always order wine, and then the waiter would turn to me. It's always Sauv Blanc, right? Waiter turned to me, asked me what I want. I'm like, can I have a Coke, right? Like a kid, bro. And there was age difference. It's like exacerbated by our age difference already. Which, I mean, 4 years at this age, I'm 32. She was 36. That's still significant. But if I'm 32, the girl's 28, no biggie. But at 23 and 27, I think that's a significant difference. I'm just out of college, and she's entering the end of her 20s, right? I mean, I remember when we first started dating, one of the first things she said to me was, if after a year you don't think you can marry me, you gotta break it off. You gotta break up with me, which was heavy to say, especially so early. I think it was a matter of within a month of us dating, maybe a matter of weeks. But I totally appreciated that, totally understood that, totally got it. Even at 23, I was like, yeah, absolutely, that makes total sense to me. Um, and we ended up breaking up at like 11 months, right? Um, and that's the one that passed away. That's why I'm not making a joke about it, even though it's kind of funny thing. But I totally appreciated that from the beginning. And I was even saying that at the holiday party, we were talking about dating. All the coworkers are all very young. By the way, I'm the oldest there, with the exception of one. One is 1 month older than me. Um, we're a young company. There is one other guy that's older than all of us, but he has a family and stuff, so we don't see much of him, right? It definitely wasn't at the holiday party. But I said that even then because one of the guys is about to move in, the one that's a month older than me, about to move in with his girlfriend. And this guy kid, I raised this kind of story too, because I feel like, especially at our age, at 30 plus, especially if maybe not our age, as in, well, especially if the girl's late 20s, early 30s or older, right? Like if after a year you're not sure, it's like shit or get at the pot. And year's not much time at all, to be honest. You know? And maybe it's not like you have to propose to me in a year, but if after a year you don't think you can marry me, obviously you gotta let go. In fact, if you don't think you can marry them, let go of them sooner than later, as soon as you think you can't marry them. But it's another thing to be said about thinking you can't marry them. Of course, as soon as you think you can't marry somebody, what's the point in dating them? I get that there are points, but I'm saying, why even waste your time if you don't think you can marry them? Um, but if you think, as long as you think you might, I think we could, this could, I guess you keep going, right? As long as you think you could end up to marriage. But if after 2 years you're still not sure, 2 years, I'll say no, then yeah, bro, come on, make up your mind. Gets kind of cruel to a girl. Imagine a girl's 32, start dating at 30, let's say 30, start dating at 30, 2 years later, she's 32, like, and you still unsure if you can marry this girl or not. Um, I don't know what's crueler, to continue unsure or just to end it then. I don't know. Anywho, that's not the point of all this. But how did I even end up here? Holiday party, blow, cocaine, Rebel vodka, AMF, they grow dated, blah, 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 blah. And I can't drink beer. I cannot. It just tires me the fuck out. Like some people say about wine, beer just zaps me badly. I'm just like immediately exhausted as soon as I start drinking beer. But wine, couldn't say it doesn't do that to me. Beer does. Enough about alcohol, drugs, and weed. Smoking on their own is one thing, though. I'm not a big smoker on my own either, but if I do smoke, I prefer actually on the own or with like a buddy. But I'm derailing with that a little bit. So coming out of the holiday party next day, right? Like I said, I woke up sore, but not just that. I had the like a flash depression, like a bad flash depression. I woke up depressed as fuck. Now a little bit because of I wasn't a big fan of how I was the night before that. I had a good time, granted, but there were little nitty bitty nitpicky things. I woke up like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? How I was like that? Things that in retrospect maybe don't even matter, anyone even noticed, but like I was bothered me, right? In a very self-involved way, right? Like nothing huge. Like I've made a fool of myself many, many times at holiday parties, no less, right? Like this wasn't like that. It was like little nitty picky things that I woke up like just fixated on. And I was very depressed. Maybe it was the blow, maybe it was whatever it was, but just woke up very depressed the next day, anxious or whatever. And sure, one day, whatever. Then it bled into Sunday. I couldn't even get out. I didn't get out of bed Saturday through Sunday. Took a piss. Probably ordered some food in. Oh, and get this, right? The morning after, I wake up and I got this like stupid fucking ancient gas system where I have to get a gas card. I have the gas card, but I have to refill the gas card. And then I have to go downstairs and insert the gas card into the gas meter so that I re up, so that I have gas. Gas gives me my stove. Ironically, not ironically is not the right word, but I also have like a oven that's I guess gas powered. I don't know how to use it, right? Like never used it once. All the dial for the stove, right? All the numbers are wiped off. So is the arrow, right? So for a gas stove, I think it's like 1 through 6 or something. Someone was telling me, right? But because all the numbers are wiped off, and I've never used a gas stove before either, I just remember turning on the gas is hear the gas. Okay, it's in the hear the gas in the stove. I don't know what number. There's no numbers, right? And I'm like, okay, I press ignite. What's gonna happen? It's gonna ignite, and I guess inside, like it's just like a pilot light kind of thing, and there'll be thing in there. But I'm like, what am I even doing? I don't even know what number to set it to. The thing on the thing says set to. And I've never seen this before either. Instructions for a gas stove. It was like set to 6, right? And I was like, but I don't even know what 6 is. What am I about to do? I've never even cooked in a normal stove. Stove. I keep saying stove. Oven. I mean, I don't even know these things, right? That's how little I cook, right? Oven, right? I've never cooked in an oven, normal oven. What are the other kind of ovens? Is convection oven a thing? Or is that just a convection stove? Electric oven? Gas oven? What's the other oven? I don't know. So never even cooked a normal oven. I'm not about to figure out gas oven where I don't even have numbers. It's telling me to turn to 6. I can't even see any numbers. Not even an arrow for me to guess where, whatever. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. But gas also powers my water heater, boiler, or whatever it's called, that gives me hot water, right? So I wake up in the morning, and surprise, surprise, of all mornings, I'm out of gas. I had gas the night before because I took a hot shower before I left for the holiday party, right? I guess that's when I exhausted my fucking gas, right? The next morning, no gas, so I can't even cook the ramen noodles. I'm trying to cook myself in depression, right? Like can't even take a hot shower to clean the stink off of me from the night of dancing and sweating it out, or just refresh because I am not feeling well at all. I am unwell. A good, nice shower could really help here, but not a freezing fucking one in London in fucking middle of December, dude. Like I know cold shower is good for you, but I am not about to take one right now. Like no. So that was Saturday. Sunday, depressed again. Couldn't even move. Couldn't get out of bed. It's scary way. Um, Scary way. And I feel like my parents have like a sixth sense for it. My dad hit me up a bunch on Sunday. My mom hit me up like Monday morning. I suspect because my dad probably reached out to my mom. I don't know though, but like, or maybe it's just a sixth sense for it. My dad was blowing up my phone. People were hitting me up, and I was just ignoring. I couldn't even bring myself to like respond. Like, and it gets scary because I'm living alone, and like if I don't snap out of this, what am I gonna do, right? So really scary, and it bled into Monday. peeled myself off to be able to do some work, but like not well. And I'm like, wow, even work's not shaking it for me, right? Typically, maybe work will help shake it, and definitely did it Monday. But I guess not too big a surprise. Mondays suck for me right on the regular, anyways. Um, but I was seriously thinking. So I don't want to like concern people, but like when I get like this, I think about killing myself. I don't make plans to kill myself, but I just like, just kill me, right? Kind of thing. God, just kill me, kind of thing. But I've never made an attempt on my life, like, I'm not trying to like concern anybody, but that's where I was, right? I think just to fantasize about, holding a gun, taking myself out. And I guess thank God I'm not allowed to own one. Never mind in London. I don't think we are allowed to have guns in London, just in general. But even in America, I'm not allowed to own one. A, because of bipolar, B, because felonies too. But the felonies dropped now to misdemeanor, so maybe I could if it weren't for the bipolar. But they tried to make me sign something in the hospital saying I accept that I am never allowed to own a gun, and I refuse to sign it. Whether I sign it or not, I think I'm not allowed, unless there's some state that allows crazy people, mentally ill people, to own guns. I don't know, maybe Texas. Or like gun shows, they don't really do the background check, but they're all supposed to, I think, still. Anyways, whatever. I do resent the fact that in America I'm not allowed to own one, but I totally understand why mentally ill people should not be allowed to own one. Maybe. And also violent violent offenses, so I get why I'm not allowed. It's okay. But oh, bled into Monday. And then my head's still not there listening to this. So Monday I finally go to get a pack of cigarettes, right? And I smoked 2 packs a day all that weekend, didn't smoke any, right? Because I didn't even peel myself out of bed. But now it's Monday. Now I'm working. Now I need to smoke. So I go get the pack of cigarettes and 2 packs, of course, and get the gas card re-upped, right? And come back to my place, and I'm like, okay, I'll just insert it into the, oh, fuck, I forgot the little gas key, the key to the fucking room and downstairs. I'm on the top level, penthouse, motherfucker. At the top level, gas, it's like at the entrance. Glass room is at the entrance, but you need the key to get into the gas room. Oh, fuck, okay, I'll go upstairs. I was like, all right, well, I'll go back down in a sec. Let me just do some work or whatever. Got emails or stuff, something, whatever. I got distracted, not distracted, but like got back to work. And then I was like, okay, I fucking need to take a shower. I go downstairs, re-up this gas card, right? Okay, go grab the little key. Got the key. Got my key. Step outside. The door closes behind me. Oh fuck! I locked myself out of my apartment, or what they say here, flat. I locked myself out of my flat. Motherfucker, dude. Okay. Because I had the little gas key. I was like, okay, I got the key, but I didn't grab the keys to the front door, right? As soon as I step out, I realize, boom, fuck, I'm locked out. Oh my God, like right behind me. You know? It's like that one time I literally watched my car get towed and hopped in a taxi cab and followed my car all the way to the, tow station. But like literally closed like, right behind me. Fuck. This is the problem too. Fuck my landlords. My landlords are cheap as fuck, bro. Like the extractor. They call it extractor here. What's it called? Like ventilator, vent, right? In the bathroom. Never worked. There's a lot of stuff that they still haven't fixed here, but there's been a lot of reasonable excuse with Corona and stuff and yada, yada, yada. At least I got this fucking toilet seat fixed at some point, got them to fucking, pay for the toilet seat. The toilet seat was so shitty, bro. It was way too small for the toilet. So what happened was you would constantly just shit on the back of the bowl, bro. Like you would not shit into the water hole, right? Because of the way the toilet seat was way too small. It was way back. You ended up what? And then you constantly just shit on the back of the bowl, bro. I mean, TMI, sure, but like it was ridiculous. Finally, I said, I'm buying another toilet seat. You're paying for, okay, sure, no biggie, right? But the extractor, right? So the extractor doesn't work. And it's a bathroom without windows. You need to have an extractor with a bathroom without windows. Unfortunately, I just live on my own and I just leave the door open, right? But when I came back from Turkey visiting my dad, right, came back and I came in the bathroom. I was like, it smells a little moldy here. Like you'll notice the smell of a place like when you return to it after the holidays, right? Fortunately, my place didn't smell, but the bathroom was like smelled damp, not moldy, like damp, right? And I've been away for like 2 weeks and come back and still smells damp. I'm like, dude, I need to get that fucking fixed in their own best interest, bro. It's probably fucking mold behind it. I wouldn't be surprised, right? Like, um, but why is the extractor even relevant? Where did that even come from? Oh, they didn't give me 2 keys. They only ever gave me 1 key. And I knew this was going to be, I foresaw this, man. I was like, dude, it'd be the worst. If this 1 key I have, I forget, I'm so fucking locked out. They should have really given me 2 keys. I should have maybe asked for 2 keys. I never even saw them, right? They've also been very like kind of whack, but we haven't interacted enough for it to be like whack. And the little we've interacted, it's been not bad, right? Nothing bad, just like, it's not the greatest, right? They're just cheap. It's okay to be cheap, frugal, sure. But and and they probably see me as just like, oh, this kid's got money, he's from San Francisco, like I don't know, who knows, right? But and I've been very undemanding for the most part. I really have been. Like I haven't kept talking to them about the extractor. I just brought it up twice, and whatever. They said we'll get to it, so whatever. Okay. Anyways, but knew it would be a problem. Lo and behold, became a problem. So I do have a neighbor, right? So I knock on her door. She's not there, or doesn't know where I'm stands. Knock again. She's not there. It's actually been a while since I've heard her. And we can hear each other. And from my bedroom, I can hear. My bedroom's right back there. I can kind of hear from my bedroom, but I feel like it's been a while since I've heard her. It's also around the holidays. Maybe she's taken off. She's like a principal, like a headmaster. And I'm not even sure, school out of session, in session, maybe she's home. I don't know, right? Like I was like, maybe I can wait it out. So I wait a little bit. I'm like, the time was like maybe six already, 6 or 7 already. And I'm like, well, she could never show, and I could just be waiting here forever. Let me just call a locksmith. And maybe if she does show, maybe she shows before the locksmith shows, and I just cancel locksmith or whatever, right? So I call a locksmith, and they show up like way late. So this is another like hour 20 minutes. And mind you, I'm in sandals. I'm in socks, sandals, like I was just planning to go downstairs and plug in the gas card, come up, take a shower. That was my plan. I'm dressed as such, right? Like I'm dressed like just about to take a shower, bro. I just need to get the fucking gas card plugged in so I can get some fucking hot water because I haven't showered since Friday. It's fucking Monday. And I went out partying hard on Friday night, sweat it the fuck up, and I've been laying in bed in my stink for the last like 2 days. And then all of Monday, this is late Monday, we're talking 6 p.m. now. I'm finally getting around to take a shower. Hour and a half later or whatever, locksmith shows up. Oh, and they're like Albanian. I don't know about Albanian. It's something like that, right? Oh, your lock, it's one of the best lock, hardest. This is the worst lock. We hate seeing I'm not like, is he just like fucking pull it fast while I agree, it probably is an expensive lock. The key is different than like a normal key. I think there's some magnet key to it, element to it. I'm not saying he was lying about that, right? So, oh, we hate seeing this, right? Like this of all the ones, this is the best like one you could have, makes the hardest for us. Yeah, I'm like, sure, whatever, man. I'm like, okay, whatever. Can you handle it for it or not, right? Keep in mind, I'm still very depressed this Monday. I have not snapped out of it. Like I am, my head is not there. Obviously, it's not. I just locked myself out of my apartment. Like I am in a haze, right? A bad haze. And I just want to die. And he's like, okay, what we can do is we can like drill through it. We can't like jimmy it. There's no like locksmith kind of thing we can do here. We're just gonna drill right into it, right? Drill right into it, bro. Like there's a little mail thing here in my door. Like if I had a girl's arm, and my arms aren't even that thick, right? If I knew like a lanky, lanky, skinny girl, right, could probably fit her arm through here, reach up, push down the handle, open the door. She'd have to have long, very long, skinny arm, but I believe it's possible, right? You're telling me you don't have like a wire, right? Like just a wire you can just stick in there, turn it, right? Get a hold of that handle and then just pull open the door, dude. Pull open the door. You have to push the door. You won't be able to pull open. You just pull the handle down, we'll push the door. Maybe even easier. You just got to get a hold of the handle, pull the handle down, push the door, it opens. No, we don't have that. And he showed me his tools. He didn't have that. But you know what? In all his fucking tools, I didn't see any fucking locksmith shit either. I just saw a fucking drill, dude. I think his answer is like a man with a hammer, right? Everything is a nail sort of thing. He had a drill. I didn't see any fucking locksmith bullshit. But he has a locksmith jacket that says locksmith on the back. He has a buddy with him, right? His apprentice. I'm like, whatever, man. Like, what's it gonna cost? 300 pounds or whatever. 300 fucking pounds. It's like $500. He didn't even say 300 pounds. He said, what did he say? Like 170 pounds, I think is what he said. Something like that, right? And then we'll figure out what it'll cost. I'm like, figure out what it'll cost to replace it after we break through it, right? I guess, sure. I should have haggled more up front. Like, no. If you're gonna tell me right now, of course this is what I should have done. I knew it even at the time, right? And that's the thing about depression. You know what you should do, and you don't do it. You can't do it. You can't for whatever reason, and you resent yourself more because you didn't do it, knowing damn well why you should have done it, but you're just so like broken that you can't even do what you know you're supposed to, and then you resent yourself more because you didn't do it. Like, why the fuck not? I mean, of course I should have been like, no, you're gonna tell me now what this is gonna cost up front to get in and then to replace right now before you do anything, of course. But I just wanted to get home. At this point, I've been sitting there in wallowing in like unhappiness, right? For like 2 hours waiting for a locksmith to even show. I just want to get in and get this over with, right? I have money, it's fine, man. Bitcoin's doing well, by the way. I just sold some after this incident, right? So let me explain the fucking incident, right? So to pay for this fucking motherfucking incident, dude. So he drills in, all this like metal shavings, coming out loud, aggressive, like I am depressed and this is just grating, dude. Like, oh my God. We're just breaking things. But this is not a locksmithery. This is fucking just bulldozing the problem, right? All right, boom, gets in, breaks the fucking lock. Everything's broken. We open the door, right? And just as this happens, my neighbor shows up. Now, the thing is, the reason my neighbor mad is not like she has a key, because I never had a key to give her. If I had a key, I would have given it to her, right? And gotten her number and all that good stuff, probably, right? The reason it matters is because I can get to this patio from her patio. And I always leave this open. I don't lock this unless I like leave for vacation or something, or go to Yorkshire to see my grandparents. That's the only time this would be locked. And I can easily hop over here to get in here. And just as soon as we get the door open, she shows up. I'm like, oh my God, dude. She had just shown up at this, I would say 10 minutes earlier, maybe even 5. It didn't take long to drill. It felt like forever because it was aggressive and loud and like blah, blah, blah. I bet 5 minutes earlier. If she had just showed up 5 minutes earlier, I would have said, stop. I will pay you, I'll even pay you 50 pounds, which is like 50 pounds is like $60, $70, right? I would even pay you just 50 pounds just for you having shut up, but do not drill through my door. It's unnecessary now, I can just hop in through a patio. I would stop it there. I'm not too depressed to stop that, right? And then he's like, okay, we're gonna get, so he said like 170, I think 200, something like for the thing. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna get a lock. It's gonna be like 170. I don't even remember what he said, right? It was like one of those fast talkers too, and like accent, and I'm in a haze, and like just get me in and whatever, whatever. So, anyways, what I remember him saying up front, I was like, okay, even if he upsell, even if it's ends up being more than what I've heard, 170 this, 200 that, okay, that adds up to like 370 or whatever. At max, I'm paying like 500 pounds. Yeah, of course that hurts because 500 pounds is like 700 fucking dollars, but whatever, right? Max. I was thinking. Actually, I was thinking it's going to cost me $500. I think in terms of dollars. I can't think in terms of pounds. Yeah, I'm not there. I was like, max cost me $500, right? Whatever, man. $500, whatever. That'll hurt, but fuck it. Let me in to go mope some more on my own. Not mope out here in the public in my fucking sandals, and I need to take a shower and you get back to work is actually what I was thinking too. I was like locked out. It's like there's emails I need to respond to. Like I was like, there's like a bunch of stuff I actually have to do. Like this kind of urgent. I was planning on like taking a shower because I was kind of exhausted, and I was like, I'm gonna take a shower to refresh and then get back to those two tasks, that one email and that one task that I need to do, and then tell them I've done it, type of thing, right? Ends up writing me up. He ends up invoicing me, invoicing me. What was it? Do I have it here? It was 800 and something motherfucking pounds, bro. 800 and something motherfucking pounds. Let's say 810, whatever. Let's say low end. I can't remember exactly what it was, but let's say it was low 8 something, 810. 810 motherfucking pounds. Is $1,095. $1,100 fucking dollars because I locked myself out, right? But whatever. What I got out of it, right? I got 2 keys now, right? So immediately what I do, I didn't do it immediately because like I said, I was fucking depressed. It happened the next day. I finally got the energy. I finally began to feel better. Thank God we'll get there. But like, thank God we got there. Thank God I got there, right? But next day, immediately taped the extra key to the mail thing, right? Like the mail flap, right? Like I hardly get mail in there. Like my mail comes downstairs, or it's like an Amazon package at my door. Very rare there's any mail come through that like mail thing in my flap, right? But I taped it right in there on the flap, right? And so it's right there. And so if I ever get locked out again, I'm just open the thing, stick my hand in, and it's got like bristles, right? So you can't even see the key. There's bristles. And see my hand to the bristles. I'll feel for the key. I got taped right there. Pull it out. I'm in. Back in again. Brilliant. Brilliant. Never again. 1,100. I mean, I got swindled. I got swindled so hard. It's so obvious. And I was like even self-conscious of it too, because like he was trying to get his credit card reader to read my card, and he couldn't get any fucking connection. So he's like, "Oh, can I step outside?" I was like, "I really don't want you to come to my place, but sure, man. I don't give a fuck, right?" Like, and it's not that I was scared of him seeing my place. It's just that, like, I know I'm getting swindled here, and now you're gonna walk through, like, scope out my place, and then comes out to the patio, and he's like, "Oh, really nice, you have a really nice place." I'm like, "Dude, don't talk to me about how nice my place is, man. You're fucking robbing me right now. You are robbing me right now. And fuck you. Get the fuck out of my place." So came out to my patio to leave, oh, let me get a connection, right? Fuck your connection, bro. You freaking thief. Locksmith thief. Surprise, surprise, right? I'd love to be a locksmith. I would love to learn how to like pick locks. I like used to watch this guy, I think he's called Locksmith Lawyer on YouTube. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, you'll know what I'm talking about. But like he's always like picking lock. I'm like, dude, I want a little like locksmith kit, right? Maybe I should have gotten into that earlier. Shit. But not that I've gotten into it at all, but like I'm kind of into it, but without ever having gotten into it. Maybe I should learn how to be a locksmith. Maybe I should learn how to pick locks. But these little kits you can buy, if you get caught with them, apparently it's illegal. So I don't want to get caught with any legal shit, but I'd love to just be able to pick locks. But then I could also see if I could do it, I could see myself attractive, not nuisance, but attractive, like a dangerous talent to have because find yourself wanting to test it. Also, how do you develop the talent without testing? Am I going to buy a bunch of locks? No, I'm gonna. I guess you would. I guess that's how you do it morally, right? But no, of course, I'm gonna want to kind of try and pick some locks. So I kind of steered clear of actually buying any kind of kit. But yeah. Anyway, so I got robbed. So this is $1,100, and it was more than $1,100 because it wasn't 810. I wish I had the invoice on me. It was like late something. And on Friday, I picked up the tab at the club, which came out to 420 pounds. 420 pounds. $567. So let's round up. Yeah, let's round up. So 600 plus 1,100, and it was more than 1,100, so there I'm rounding down. Spent $1,700 over 2 days, 3 days. And these 3 days are the most depressed days. Now, granted, I wasn't depressed that Friday night, right? The depression hit the morning after. But on top of this depression, I am now $1,700 fucking dollars poorer. But thank God the tab that I picked up at Maddox with the coworkers talked to CEO earlier today. I said, hey, I can expense this, right? If not, like I'll eat it. It's fine. Or everyone's saying they want to chip in, but I don't want them to chip in, right? Either I can eat it, or expensive. Let me know. Can I be like a Bay Area executive? Is what I said to him. Because in the Bay Area, all the executives are always picking up the tab on this shit. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm not just inflating this. I remember Yammer days, man. They're renting out fucking renting out more than just a bar, right? Like restaurant bar type thing on a whim, on the fly, right? I remember one guy even worked here at this company. Damn, I don't even no name drops. That includes companies. But I remember one guy who worked with me. We worked together at that other company that I just name dropped as well. But when he was working here, he was expensing all sorts of drinks. So I remember once because he was the BDR manager, and we were here in London all together for like company summit sort of thing. There was SKO or something like that. And he had just hired a bunch of BDRs. So what he did is he had them all come out to go drinking before they've even started, which to me, that was a little much. I don't know if it's appropriate to get everybody, and they're all young, BDRs are typically straight out of college, right? Or sometimes they'll be older and just haven't gotten their career together yet, right? And there were some of those there too, but like got them all together, go drinking and just like footed the, expense the whole big bill. So it's not like unprecedented, right? So I got to do my first big, all got the tab, guys. Don't worry. I'm an executive. But I got it not knowing if it would get expense. I got it thinking I might eat it, and everyone's pinging me. They're like, hey, let us pay you, let us pay you. And here they don't use like Venmo, right? So I would have to like get something called Revolut. And I was depressed, mind you, right? And people are saying that let me pay you. Here's this girl was saying, here's Revolut. She sent me the invite. I downloaded it, sure. And then all I gotta do at this point is take a picture of my passport or whatever. My passport's literally 3 feet from me, just in my little closet there. I can't even bring myself to grab it, right? Then eventually, the next day, I think Sunday or maybe it was Monday, Sunday, eventually got myself to grab it and bring it by the bed, but then I couldn't bring myself to like, for whatever, we take the phone and I don't know how to explain that. And just couldn't set something up. So simple to get paid back. But also I was wanting to wait and see if I could just expense it. Never mind all this. People chipping in. But anyways, enough about like those sort of like minutia details. The depression thing is big because my dad ended up saying something to me when I did speak with him on Monday, which turns out he cracked his ribs. So he was calling me a bunch on Sunday, blowing up my phone. Then on Monday, he emailed me too, blowing up my phone, emailing me, calling WhatsApp, calling my actual phone, emailing, whatever. sixth sense, like I said, maybe, perhaps. And then on Monday, Monday morning again, I think he calls or something. My mom calls. I'm like, okay, now it's getting ridiculous. Just everybody stop. Who calls me on a Monday morning? Everybody knows not to call me on a Monday morning. Like, obviously, my dad must have said something to her. And they don't talk. It's not like they talk. So I'm creating the problem. I'm creating the drama here by not getting back to my dad. So finally get back to him later, like Monday night. No, I email him Monday morning. I say, he says, do you turn off did you change your number? Something like, did I change my, no, I did not change my number. Like that, fuck off. Like, it's a little harsh, but no, I did not change my number. I said, what I did say is, you know, can't I, can't one, what did I exactly, can I just disconnect? It was Sunday. Can't I just turn off for a Sunday, you know? And then he gets back. Oh, I cracked my ribs. Right, I make you feel really guilty. In fact, I wasn't even. It was like, is this for real? Like, really cracked your ribs? Wow. Okay, well, this is a way to stick it to me, I guess. And I talked to him later. I guess he just like fell and cracked his ribs. But ribs is bad, bad. Like cracking your ribs. Like I've heard that's horrible. I haven't never experienced it, obviously, but like there's no quick fix for like cracking your ribs. It's you just take it easy. Apparently, it's like constant kind of pain. Can't even breathe. Apparently, like very easily. Can't do much. Can't move, and just hurts. And it's a bad thing. I think he broke two ribs, just like falling backwards on stairs, which is weird. And I didn't ask him like all the details of what happened, but I was like, oh my god, that's horrible. And we talked for a little bit. And he seemed in good spirits, right? But like still, like your parents getting older, man, they fall. And my dad's not even old like that. Like he is healthy, fit. You know, anyone who knows my dad know he's not like frail yet. At all in the slightest. He just anyone can slip, right, regardless of age. But as you get older, your bones, I think, do get weaker, right? If he slipped and fell like that at 20, would he have broken his ribs like he did at 60, whatever, 64? Probably not. Who knows though? No, well, that's bad, mm, I say, on my side, I just got swindled out of $1,000. Wasn't a good day for me either, right? Yeah. Well, obviously a worse weekend for him on Cactus Ribs. I'm not trying to compare, but and then my other friend, she was just telling me today that this week was horrible for her because her dog was eating her underwear, and had to get surgery because I guess the underwear her dog was eating got stuck or something, so I had to get surgery. 8K. Can you imagine that? Apparently, it's not the first time the dog has eaten something. That I guess it wasn't underwear both times. I think some other time it was something else, some other kind of cloth, I suppose. And that time, I think it cost her 3K because she was saying it wasn't an emergency surgery and it was in Indiana instead of the Bay Area, and it cost 3K instead of 8K. But it's happened before. She had to get surgery in the past, and here again, it happened again. This time, 8K. And this is coming off of for her too, just like a few weeks ago, like 4 weeks ago, or whatever it was. She got a false positive corona test. Like she works water plant in like San Francisco, right? And they make you, or at the time they were making them take like a corona test every 2 weeks or something, right? So she took a test and it came back positive, right? So because it came back positive, I think I might have told the story before, but her sister's a new mother and she lives with her sister and her sister's husband, and brand new mother, first time mother. Sister freaked out. She had to leave the house, right? She had to go to the hotel. She spent a week in the hotel with her, took her dog, took her cat, say a motel or whatever. It cost her like $800. Then it turns out she takes another test. It's negative. Wait, one was positive. Now it's negative. Takes another test, negative again. Turns out it was a false positive. So not only could she not work, not only did she get kicked out of her house, Not only did she have to pay for a hotel, motel, whatever, Holiday Inn, right? But that cost her 800, and at that time, 800 was a lot, right? I was like, dude, of course, like the government water plant, whatever. I don't know what could you call it, a company, whatever you call it, organization. Doesn't sound right either. Your work has got to pay for this, right? Um, you know, pay for it because it's their fault. They made if it weren't for them, you want to take a test. The test they made you take came back positive when it untrue, right? It was false positive, which cost you to get kicked out of your house to get a hotel motel, right? And you also couldn't go to work. What the fuck, right? Like they gotta compensate in some way. And she was like, yeah, there's something. The HR, there's something actually. I think they do. Okay, good. They should. They're making sure they do. Um, caused a lot of strain with her and her sister though too, as you might imagine. But and then so that was a big deal at that time. But that was $800. This is now 8K. Oh, poor. Yeah. Here I'm complaining about. I'm not complaining, but you know, 1K is a lot less than 8K. But mine was a stupid fault. The other one, I mean, I guess not her. It's not her fault. Her dog ate clothes, but come on, friend. Make sure your dog doesn't keep fucking eating shit, bro. I don't know what you gotta do. My dog doesn't do it, but I was teasing her, right? And I'll say my dog's better than her dog. All dogs have issues. They're like people. We all have our disorders, right? Some people have anxiety issues. Some people have, some people have paranoid. Some people are schizophrenic, right? Some people are just too type A, right? Some people are fucking no motivation. Everyone has their fucking issues. Like her dog apparently has an issue eating shit, eating clothes or whatever, right? Underwear, no, that's what I was teasing her too, and she wasn't having it. But I was like, and underwear is not expensive and not inexpensive. Like underwear is not cheap either, right? Like granted, it pales in comparison to 8K, but women's underwear, especially not cheap either. She's eating all your underwear. The conversation that sometimes I can really get under her skin and vice versa. It goes both ways, right? Sometimes we do not, and the conversation is not end well. Like, I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later, right? We're just too like we're not having each other, right? Unfortunately, this one ended well, but I was like teasing her about it too. Um, yeah. Also spoke to my other buddy again. How do I? So I got give them some kind of label. I can't name them. I can't just say buddy this, buddy that. Like, because then like there's no way of tying them to the previous story unless I retell the whole story from the previous time. But it's hard for me to give them a nickname because if I give them a nickname, those that know will know them too, and that's just as good as like or bad as name dropping, right? Unless I give them a very, So uh, it gets difficult. What I will say is, randomly, this guy I used to work with reached out to me just yesterday on LinkedIn. He's like, "Oh, VP, huh? How you doing, man?" And we worked together at here again. How do I say my first CSM job? And I was like, "Yeah, man, your boy bounced back and got real serials about his career, and like it wasn't easy, and had to move halfway across the world to." Work in quarantine for a year, but things are going well. He's like, yeah, we just had a little bit back and forth LinkedIn. And you know what? When there's like when you have those like chat type things, I think the pace, the cadence of the response really matters. Like if I immediately responded, I'm not trying to get caught in immediate conversation, right? Um, but there was a nicely paced. I responded, and like 15 minutes later, or maybe 20 minutes later, he responded. 15 minutes later, I responded. 10 minutes later, he responded. 5 minutes later, I responded. And all of a sudden, we were actually in a back and forth chat. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I would love to hear, like, let's talk, right? Let's like." I'm like, "All right, give WhatsApp or whatever." He's like, "No, let's Zoom." Well, okay. When you free? He's like, "I'm free. Monday morning my time, like Monday evening your time." Okay, sure. Yeah, they're free between this time, and set up something, and we'll have a Zoom call on Monday. And he was we worked together at I can't say, but that company that was the one I got fired from, right? The one I got bad manic at, like at the tail end, and then got fired and all that. And then they were trying to say it was with cause and trying to not pay me any severance. Initially they weren't paying me any severance, weren't paying me, and that I couldn't collect unemployment. And most importantly, at that time, meant that my health insurance immediately went away. And that I never told that part of the story in the past, but that was a big driver in me saying, no, fuck you. You're gonna pay me severance. You're gonna say it's not with cause, and you're going to let me have like at least a month more of insurance. Let me just get it on my feet. You can't just like rip the rug out from under me. I'm unwell right now, you know. Which, by the way, you shouldn't even be letting me go. You should be, you know, what's it? Not unfair termination, but there's a word for it, phrase for it. Because honestly, you're firing me for like bullshit reasons. A, some of them were straight lies, but B, even these other things that you're saying they're like nitpicky, like me coming in late and stuff like that. Like that's attributable to my condition, could be, right? I mean, I could just as easily just taken medical leave. If you guys put, in fact, I said even at the time, like I said to my mom at the time, that if and my girlfriend slash not quite girlfriend, right? Whatever, but I even said then, like if they put me on a PIP, you know, on a plan, I'll just immediately take medical leave. If they give me any kind of warning whatsoever, if anyone gives me any sign whatsoever that I'm, you know, in danger of losing my job, I'm just immediately jump on medical leave because they're a company of 50 plus. Under 50, you can't really take medical leave. If the company's over 50, you can take medical leave. And I totally would have, and would have saved myself a job and stuff. But I didn't because no one gave me any sign that my job is in danger. Just one day, boom, we're firing you for cause. What cause? Bullshit, like made up reasons and nitpicky stuff on top to just aggravate me even more. Anyways, not going back to that. So that I was like, that's why when I said to him, yeah, your boy bounced back and got real serious about his career, right? Kind of what I was referencing because I hated that job and I was not serious about it also either. It was such a joke. It was a fucking and that's how that department was, man. It was stupid. It's a clown show. I'm eager to hear. He's still there. He's the only one from when I was there that's still there, except for these two others that became managers. Of course, they're still there, manager and the director, and then him. Everyone else noped the fuck out of there. But he was the most competent too. He's like what I would say is like the principal. He was like our principal CSM, right? The other guy was like a high flyer. He got promoted like every 6 months. His LinkedIn is hilarious to look at actually. Like he got promoted like every 6 months. Like, it was just from the moment he was hired, he was just like being fast tracked to management. But then he's been stuck at the director role for years now. So he got there fast, but they haven't stuck there. And I think it's because he's not an out of the box thinker. He's like, you know, very in the box, very within the lines, right? And like good, I think for like executing, I think really that's what the director is supposed to be. Is VP is supposed to have the vision, director is supposed to execute on that vision, manager is supposed to manage the people so that they perform or execute, right? And then the people are the individual contributors with their, you know, tasks to do, right? And I think he's, you know, I think he was a good individual contributor. He was a good manager, I think, for the most part, right? And I think he's a good like executor and stuff. I think he lacks the vision. I don't know when he'll get to that VP, if even ever there. He can maybe stay there. I mean, he's been there a while now. It's been like 6 years or so, and still stuck at senior director. But I'm not shitting on. Sorry, that sounds really bad. I don't know why I'm talking like that. But like, I mean, he could be a VP somewhere else for sure, right? I mean, I'm a VP. But and then this other girl didn't really get along with. She was kind of like my counterpart. She's a manager there too, but there again, been stuck at a manager for fucking forever, bro. She's been stuck at a manager for like 5 years, man. I think she's now senior manager, so there was some. Maybe not, but still just manager. Here again, I'm sounding really bad. That sounds really bad statement. I'm still manager. I mean, I'm only a VP because I'm at a tiny little startup, right? Let's be real. I got lucky. I also worked hard, but I got lucky. Where have I tried to go with this log today? So I'm gonna talk to him on Monday. Also, remember that person that reached out to me that introduced me to these people to talk to, because you're back, you as a customer success leader, as a VP, these guys started this company. We would love for you to talk. They would love, I think you'd be good to talk to them. Think they would benefit from you talking to them, sort of thing. And now he just sent me an email. I just actually sent it 3 days ago. I'm horrible with my personal email, bro. And I think I noticed it, and then I just totally forgot about it. And I was like 3 days ago, and then today it popped in my head. Oh, I think he did send me. I found it. Responded just like before this. He wants me to talk to other people. So fuck yeah, like that's great. Now I don't know how well it went with the first guys. I feel like I could have done better with the first guys. But the fact that he's introduced me to some other guys to talk to, maybe it's could have gone like bad. Yeah, they go bad. I could always do better, of course. So, well, that'll be interesting. It's cool, you know? And you get that with being a VP. I don't know that this other person, the director I'm talking about, or the manager girl I'm talking about, um, get those kind of would get those intros. I think just by virtue of the VP title, I'm getting it, right? If I was a director, maybe. Manager, probably not. And I get to talk to people trying to found shit just because VP. Nothing changed. Well, it changed. It changed, but still, like, I wasn't having these conversations with anybody a year ago. I'm positive I wouldn't if my title was anything less than VP, pretty much, right? Even now. So there's that. And then did a reference call for my other buddy, who just, I think, got an offer from my customer, who just got picked up by Facebook. He's a good one. I worked with him twice. What's the story I've told about him in the past? Definitely have. But so this bullshit company, not bullshit, it's a good company, right? But like this company had this bullshit requirement that he had to give 4 references. First of all, references is the biggest piece of bullshit, like part of the interview, like hiring process. Like, what the fuck? You want me, you just want me to find someone that will say nice things about me, right? To say nice things about me to you? Okay, right. Oh, but it has to be somebody that was oh, sure, sure. Yes. Somebody that I reported to that will say nice things about me. Okay. I mean, it's such a bullshit, like little checkbox thing, right? To like get done. And this company wanted 4, 2 people you work with, 2 people you reported to. I'm like, bro, that's ridiculous. Tell them no, right? Like, tell them 2 is at most is enough. And 2 is some companies don't even require it. I think with this company, I don't know if they did any reference. Previous company, did I don't know. But there were references before that I've done. In fact, one time this recruiter I was working with, she told me, hey, one of your references, I don't think should really be your reference anymore. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, the one of them that you were using, like, he didn't have like the nicest things to say about you, bro. Like, like it wasn't like glowing. It wasn't a glowing. One was the guy was glowing reference, gave you 10s, 10s, 10s. This other one, I think you want to reconsider being your reference, right? I was like, what? Dude, Burkett. I'll call out your name, man. Fuck it. No name drop. Fuck you all. Nobody listens to this shit, man. This is for me, Burkett. But like, so I worked with him at my first white collar job. He was the VP there. And then he didn't we worked together later, right? But then he didn't really, I guess, know me that well. I was like, because I probably should have used my actual manager at that first job as that reference. But the fact he was VP, I thought held more weight. I was like, come on, Burkett, how will you be my reference? And she was like, he was, and I wouldn't use him again. I was like, what? But he ended up recommending me to the CEO that ended up being my next job anyway. So I think maybe that came from guilt. Now I think about it, because that was around that time she was saying, yeah, I wouldn't use him as a reference, but then he ended up introducing me to a company anyways. So It's odd, right? And then we ended up working together at that company. And I ended up working there. He introduced me to them. I ended up working there. Then they were looking within like a month. They were like, we need to hire a VP, right? What do you think of hiring him? So I ended up being like a reference for him. Me and this other girl who I brought in with me, right? Both who had worked under him previously, right? Well, one removed. We both had a manager, and then so we worked together, same place, all three of us at one point, even in the same office that we were currently working in. This is a company. I know it all gets confusing without actually using names, whatever. But and then the CEO was like, "What do you think about bringing him in?" And we were like, we never directly reported to him, but he oversaw us, so yeah, we'd be happy to work for him again. So I ended up being a glowing reference for him. But then again, he did make the intro that I meet for the company that I'm even working there for. And then we ended up working together and getting along well and love him, right? And I'm sure he'd give me a glowing reference now. But A, I shouldn't need one. Fuck that shit. B, um, B, I mean, if someone's been a bad reference for you was, keep trusting that'd be a good one. But of course, now I can. I feel that we really worked together the second time around. But anyway, just a funny anecdotal story. So I did this reference call from my friend, right? And he's like, say you were the lead, my lead, right? Well, I was your lead, bro. I'm always your lead, man. Yeah, I've always been your lead, bro. We worked together twice, right? Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll say your lead. I'm not gonna say your manager because it doesn't say that on my LinkedIn, but it's easy enough to say I was your lead. And I mean, it was such a bullshit. The guy had only two questions for me, right? One was, how is he like project management? And then the other was, tell me a time where he dealt really like with a difficult customer. And oh my God, I'm not a very good liar, I don't think, but I leaned into it so well, right? I just leaned into it. I made up everything I said was totally made up, right? So detailed, brilliant storytelling. Wow, he was smiling, he was laughing, he was loving it, he was eating it up. I was enjoying it, right? I was like rolling with it, I don't think I could do that any given day, right? But that day I managed to just I pulled it off, right? Like, oh, so fun. And then also I kept talking to, also the reason, maybe the reason he only asked two questions is because I jumped into talking knowing damn well that I'd rather not answer questions that might trip me up, like, well, were you his lead, and like just dived into doing all the talking so I could steer it, and blah, 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 and not, risk what question he might ask. But he ended up just asking only two questions anyways. And I just, built beautiful stories around those two questions. But fuck that reference checkbox bullshit. It was really just a checkbox thing. That's the impression I got. I mean, you're taking my time to check a box. For what point? Is he ever going to have you speak with somebody about him that wouldn't have nice things to say anyways? I mean, maybe he's a dumbass like I was and gives you a reference that, isn't going to give glowing reviews, but what is the point of the reference bullshit? But I get it. It's not the worst thing in the world. And I was talking to another buddy tonight, and, he was talking about like doing a presentation because he's interviewing too. And I'm like, presentations, yeah, presentation I'm okay with, but it better be the last round of the interview. If I'm doing a presentation, after that presentation, like there better not be another fucking round, after I prepared a presentation. If I'm interviewing here, right? Interviewing now in Corona times, maybe not so bad because it's all Zoom related, but non-Corona times, you have to get to these places, interview, I have to dress up, I have to shave, I have to, not cut myself, when I'm shaving, I have to shower. I have to prepare, I'm in nerves. I have nerves, I have to go from one interview to another interview, right? It's not even maybe going from one interview to another interview. It might be an interview, and then I have to take a phone interview, and I have to schedule these. I mean, everything. It's like, and then on top of that, you're asking me to prepare a presentation. Sure, I'll prepare a presentation, but I better find out after the presentation when I'm in or out. Don't bring me in for another round. Another round. And especially because only times I've ever interviewed in my life, I've been without a job. But a lot of people interview with a job, right? So if you're doing all that interviewing with a job, right, and you're expected to do presentations for all these places, and I've interviewed some places where it's like 5 fucking rounds. We're going through 5 rounds. I'm coming here. So I have one with the call, sure. 2, maybe another call. 3rd, I'm on site. 4th, I'm on site. And 5th, I'm on site, right? I mean, like that is ridiculous, dude. Now, for me, it was still ridiculous even though I had no job, right? But at least I had no job. If I had a job, what the fuck? You expect me to do like a 5-round interview? I have a job to do. You have a job to do. Fuck you, bro. How can you guys not make a decision in 5? It takes 5. I have to do 5 fucking rounds, right? Um, to be honest, I don't think I've ever actually done 5 rounds. I think 4 has been my max, but still, maybe I have. Um, but yeah, bullshit, bro. Come on, like it's so stupid, you know? Oh, we want a vet, right? But the one thing I cannot do is role play. If anyone ever asks me to do a role play in an interview context, in a job interview context, ever again, happened one time, maybe twice. One time really badly. I can't role play, fuck off. It's already bad enough in an interview, right? That there's so many layers or levels of like pretense and feels fake, things feel contrived. Okay, now on top of that, now let's make pretend, like now let's literally all pretend. And with role play, they get caught, they do this thing where it's like, okay, we're gonna try and stump you, right? Like they don't say it like that. Like, well, what about they play difficult customer, and I play, brilliant CSM. One time this went really badly. I'd never been a CSM before, right? It's actually, I was telling my friend this story. I was like, there's this company. I went through this whole interview process with them, 3 or 4 rounds. Actually, I think it was 4. 4 rounds, and then they make an offer, right? It's a sales role. I get to be a sales account manager. And at the time, they're a high flying company. They fell off fast. But they were high flying at the time. They make an offer, great offer in line, right? I'd be happy with it. But you know what? I don't want to be a sales account manager. You know what I really want to be? I want to be a CSM. And I've never been a CSM, right? So I tell them, actually, can I interview for this CSM role that you guys have available? And this is very bold, A, but B, probably bad, bad etiquette, bad form, right? It's like, what, you just wasted our time. You went through 4 rounds, you got the offer, we're giving you what you want, right? And now you're saying you actually want a whole new different role. You want to interview for this whole new different role that you've never been in before. You've never been a CSM before. That's awkward, right? But they obliged, right? I got through all the rounds up until the last round. The last round was a role play. And I smashed every single round, right? Like blew it out of the park, just like I blew out every single round for the sales role. That's how I got the offer. And here CSM blew it up. Yes, well done. Wow. Okay, yes, got this. Now we're doing a role play. It went so bad. It went so bad, bro. At the end, this cute girl that I actually worked with at a different company separately before with as well. I think she's even from my same hometown. I think she went to a sister's, our competitor high school. Turns out, I found out in the interview process with her, right? And even though she worked at the same company as me previously, we never really interacted. So I always thought she was cute, And she was totally in my corner. And at the end, it was just so obvious that I did bad, both to me and to them. It was just so obvious that it was bad. And she broke the silence with, "Oh, great job, Bora. Great job." Like you would say to like a kid, right? Like you say to a kid that just showed you like the shittiest piece of artwork, like you've ever did see, right? I'll never forget. But yeah, so I didn't get that CSM role. But now what do I do about this? You guys made this other offer. Can I accept that now? No, I can't accept that now. Fortunately, the company that I ended up working at for my CSM role came through and I didn't have to do this awkward, I knew I couldn't. I knew the moment I said, actually, can I interview for the CSM role, that if I didn't get it, there was no going back to the sales role, which was very bold of me at the time. I had no job offer. I needed the job, right? Very bold of me to roll the dice like that. but I'd done so well with them, right? I knew I had it with them, right? And I was like, I could do this, right? And I did almost pull it off, but no. Careers, cereals. It's been a good week. It's about to be a good year. It was occurred to me to even show some stats of how I've turned things around this company, but that's very vain. That's vanity metrics. They're not vanity metrics. They're real metrics that really matter. But like to do that, no, maybe I'll do it when the year's actually over. How about that? I don't want to. Nothing's going to be jinx, but there's still things outstanding that could still come through that could make it even better. I think that's all I've got for us today. Yeah. Oh, much love. Be happy. Do good. Bye-bye.